May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from harm. May all beings love life. May all beings awaken. Welcome to another Cuke Audio podcast. I pray that you and yours are safe and comfortable, free from economic hardship, and able to get out and do whatever it is you want within the limitations of the universal precept of do as little harm as possible. So today we have Life in Bali with repeat guest Gus Awan. So Gus, I did a podcast with him using my iPhone a year ago or so, where he was staff at Floating Leaf Villa. He is now a full-fledged Cuke Archives cadet. I don't know what we call it. Employee. Mainly Cuke Archives as volunteers. But here, Gus is a paid employee. He works 1 day a week and gets good pay, which in America would cover an hour. From what people work for a day here. That's true. So great living in Bali, I can say that. So Gus was here working with me, helping today, and I actually explained what he was doing in the podcast. Before he left, I said, hey, you know what you're talking about is interesting. And I'd like to do a Life in Bali with you today. And I knew he didn't have much time. I say, how about 10 minutes? Anyway, all right. I said, so we weren't Facebook friends. So we became Facebook friends. I ran upstairs, called him on Messenger. We use WhatsApp, but you don't record WhatsApp. The only way to record WhatsApp is to put your phone or your laptop speaker, whatever, up to a microphone. Anyway, using Call Note, I record Messenger. It's good. Anyway, I ran upstairs, got hooked up, and called him. And at first, I denoted I could hear him down there, and there was a delay, so I closed the door, and then it worked great. So it's pretty neat. So let's give him a call. Let's see. I took some notes. Let me see if there's anything I should mention. I used the word boule at some point. I say the people that live here, this is a mixed neighborhood with boule. Boule is a foreigner. We talk about Nyepi briefly. Nyepi is the real New Year here. You know, he talks about New Year, but Nyepi is on the Balinese Saka calendar is the New Year. And he says it's in March, if I'm not mistaken. You know that because it's not a particular date. I don't really know how it's set every year. But it's, I think it can be late February or March. It's that day when Bali goes quiet, when all the electricity's off, Wi-Fi's off. Not at the hospitals. But it is quiet, and you can see the stars. Anyway, I talk about Nyepi when Nyepi comes. One thing he said, we were talking earlier. I said, well, I don't know. What are you going to do? He asked me, what am I going to do for New Year's? I said, I might walk over to the Italian restaurant. It's about 20 minutes away. I don't want to eat a big meal or anything. And, I don't drink. But they have live music a lot. And I don't know what they have happening there. Or if they have anything. And, but I said, it'd be nice to get out and walk I didn't do it because I realized I had too much food and I didn't want to eat anything. And, I'm doing things and it's nice. And I can hear fireworks going off in the distance. Katrinka's in America. I'm perfectly happy to be here now. I'm going to be getting to bed before 11. Last night I went to bed at 9:30. I get to bed earlier when Katrinka's not here because we socialize at night. And I usually work till about 9, and then we have an hour or two together and go to sleep. So anyway, when I was saying I'll walk up there, and I said, mainly I like to go places where I can walk. He said, people here don't do that anymore. He said, if it's more than 100 meters away, they ride their bike. He said, of course, there are people in fields and out there on their feet walking all the time. But he's right. He's right. I walk down the street, really less than 5 minutes to a little fruit and vegetable stand. But if Cadet goes down, she takes her motorbike. I wonder if she takes her motorbike. There's a little food place about halfway there. Literally, I'd say 2-minute walk. I wonder if she takes her motorbike there. Could be. That's, it's just sort of a thing here. Yeah, riding motorbikes and not reading. And I was talking to something else. I was talking to Gus, and he said, "Oh, you got a good vocabulary. You know all these words." I said, "Well, I just know words that we use. I don't really have a big vocabulary at all. I can't. I just know the words for stuff I need, and I learn. I'm always learning and expanding it because things come up and you're talking with somebody." I said, "But it's not big." He and I speak English, but there's always Indonesian being used, and I said, and I every day, all the time, I'm looking up words, thinking of words, asking. A lot of times I ask words. All right, a good way to learn language is to use the language to ask how to say something, and I do that as much as possible. And the people I work with mainly don't speak English, and I said, and I tend to forget the new words I learn, but some of them stick, and then if the next time when I learn them, I go, yeah, I know that word, but I can't remember it. The next time, and then eventually it'll stick. And what really makes a word stick is if something happens to drive it home. I'll give you an extreme example with a baby recognizing a word. Kelly at Tassajara back in 74 in the spring, Diane and I, now Diane Goslog, had a wonderful little cabin above where the Zendo is now. The Zendo was down below back then. And, we had a hot stove there, and a wood-burning stove. I don't think we had a fence around it. Wow. I don't know. Maybe we did. Maybe we built a little fence around it. But anyway, we'd make hot water just on the wood-burning stove. It's winter. And at some point, Kelly pulled some of that hot water. It wasn't boiling, but it was very hot, painfully hot, onto him. And he cried, and I went, "Hot!" He always knew hot after that. And hey, one day, he started to grab a butterfly, and I had like 1 second. I wasn't within reach of stopping him from grabbing the butterfly. The butterfly is very fragile. He would have ruined it. He would have destroyed it. and I wanted to stop him instantly from grabbing the butterfly. And I said, hot. And that worked. He pulled back. All right. So anyway, so Gus and I were talking about learning words and how that happens. And I told him that I talk to people, both Indonesians and foreigners. And, I noticed the ones who really learn the other language. And some people just have a knack, and just learn things, especially women do better. Younger people do better. And of course, the children do best. That's miraculous, how children learn language. Not understood, really, I don't think. How they learn so much so fast. But what I hear from those who don't learn is, well, I studied, but then I can't remember it, so I gave up. And from the ones who are doing better, you'll hear, I forget it. I forget everything I learned, but, I just keep learning, and eventually I'll remember them. And so, you can't get it. That's one thing about learning language. The other thing is, you really got to be willing to be humiliated all the time or to feel foolish. And even if you get good, not to feel intelligent, not to feel like you're Now, I don't have this, but I've had people tell me, especially some Japanese adults who had pretty good English that I was teaching when I lived there, said, I'm a smart person, and you can't tell that when I'm speaking to you in English. And that's true. But, tough luck. I mean, we're not judging you, or even if we are judging you, what the heck? Forget about it. So anyway, those are my comments before we call Gus up. So let's call Gus Awan up and see what he has to say.
Hey D.
Oh, hi. How are you, Gus?
Good. How are you?
All right.
You ready for the new year?
Yeah. So, hey, Gus, I appreciate you helping me today. Now you're getting ready to go off. You came early because it's New Year's Eve. So before I ask you about Adawan, what are you planning to do tonight on New Year's Eve?
So I live in a small community, and then tonight, actually gonna be started around 5 this afternoon. We're gonna have like a small barbecue party by the neighborhood. So it's gonna be like a small party with the families, neighbors. Yeah.
That's really nice. That's really nice. I mean, our neighborhood, we
Yeah.
all get along, but there's a lot of boule here. People are separate, and there's both. It's a mixed neighborhood, but nothing like that. But all friendly. So I asked you earlier if there was any customary thing done on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, and you said,
So for Balinese, I haven't heard about that there is a special ceremony based on our religion, but for all of the people that, like New Year's is a new beginning. A lot of people want to change their life. A lot of people want to change their attitude, which is a good day to start. That's why a lot of people going to the beach, doing the purification, going to the beach, catch the first sunrise of the year.
yeah,
Doing the purification by the beach, and then like they want to purify their body, mind, and soul to face the new year.
yeah,
So hopefully it's gonna be a better
yeah.
than the last year, like that.
and the year before that. Um, well, so, but, like Japan, where I live, there's two calendars. There's
Mm-hmm.
the modern Western calendar, and but there's the traditional Balinese calendar.
Mm-hmm.
When's the New Year's in the Balinese calendar?
We call it Nyepi. We call it Nyepi. The Silence Day is the New Year.
Yeah,
So usually happens in every March, if I'm not mistaken,
yeah,
in every year. Yeah. So it's gonna be a close New Year in the next few months for
yeah,
Balinese people.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's a great event, and I've reported on that here, and then that does have religious and
Yeah, that's right.
cultural significance and all that. But I'm planning to. I mean, we'll see if I actually do it. But I'm planning. I mean, I'm up early. Being up at sunrise is nothing unusual, but getting the dogs and going down to the beach. I sort of want to do it at sunrise because I know there'll be a lot of people going there, and it'll be fun, and we will partake in it, and we will purify too. They go into the water, and little Boom
Yeah.
Boo will actually swim some.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, yeah, she's a toy poodle, and poodles are swimmers. I was
Yeah, yeah,
shocked
that's right.
when I saw her do it first time. I mean, Bondi can swim, but sort of like in desperation to get out of wherever she had to swim. Boom Boo swam out to me about 4 meters, but she's just a little tiny thing, and she seemed rather comfortable. I think that was probably the first time she swam. All right, so anyway, right now you are leaving, and incidentally, I want to say what Gus has done. He comes and helps me once a week. He's really, really good. He's very efficient, and he also he figures things out, and it gives me solutions better than the ones I had, that sort of thing, which is really good. Um, so what Gus did, what he finished doing today, is uploading the video shares from Podbean of the podcasts that YouTube didn't get over the last almost 2 years.
Yep. And finally, I finished it today.
And that was what, 83 of them?
Yeah, something like that. 80 plus
83.
like 80. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 83 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I mean, the podcasts go up automatically without any argument onto Spotify and other formats. But YouTube, they have to make what they call, Podbean makes an automatic video share. And because YouTube is video and it goes up there, and I guess because it takes up more space, they have a rule only, at least at my level, which is a paid level with Podbean. Well, it's a more highly paid level to get one every 24 hours. Before that, when I
Yeah.
had the cheap level, or this, well, there's a free level, then a cheap level, and a paid level. The cheap level was one a week, and that worked while I had podcasts for once a week. But then I moved to, being able to do it one a day.
One
But
day, yeah.
then, they must count. And if you put one in, if 24 hours hasn't passed, they won't load it.
Yeah.
So over the course of a year, and there were times when there was one period where a whole bunch of them didn't load. I mean, there was just some problems with YouTube getting them sometimes. So over the year and 3 quarters, there were 83, right?
Yep.
Of these video shares that did not go on YouTube. And so you did what had to be done in Podbean to collect them and upload them onto YouTube. And you've done that over a period of a few weeks. So I appreciate that. Now you're getting ready to leave, and
Yep.
yeah, you make shirts. I mean, you're very enterprising. You not only you all distribute Jamu, which is the
I did a lot of stuff.
what I drink Jamu every day. Unfortunately, we have a prior commitment on Jamu. It's delivered here. by Miss
Uh-huh.
Eka. You know Miss Eka?
Never met her before,
But
but maybe one day. Oh,
you know of her probably because she has pretty wide distribution of jamu.
mm.
Jamu is see kunya. What's that in English?
Turmeric.
Turmeric.
Yeah.
And you use ginger.
Ginger. It depends.
Yeah, they're
It
different.
depends on the jamu seller, yeah, and it depends on what the clients need.
Oh,
So basically, yeah. So basically, jamu is not all about turmeric. Jamu is kind of like the general name for a medicine drink in Indonesia.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's right.
never had one that didn't have turmeric. I mean, and turmeric is the thing that makes curry yellow that you get.
Yeah, that's right.
uh, and it, yeah. And kencher, I don't know what kencher is in English.
White galangal
It,
or something like
oh,
that.
it's galangal, white galangal.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I think so. I forgot the name of in English.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
something like that.
and do you have? I get mine without any sweetening. Do you put honey or sugar in any of it?
Uh, my jamu is based on request.
Uh huh.
So it depends on my client. If they want to have it no sugar, I will make it no sugar because it's made by order. So if someone asks me to, I
Yeah.
want to have a jamu, so she or he needs to wait like at least 24 hours because I need to go to the market to get the fresh ingredient, make it around 10 or 11 p.m. at night, and then pack it early in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So that's why it's fresh.
that's high quality jamu. Yeah. Wow. So and now you have a bag of shirts out there that you had made.
Yeah, that's right.
And you sell anything? Do you sell pants?
I made like shirt, pants, yoga pants, jacket, or anything that my clients want. Because I have tailors, I have a screen printing team, and yeah, something like that. So
Wow. And I should point out this is not his job. This is stuff he does on the side. I did a podcast with Gus, I don't know, a year ago or something. Gus Awan, I think I put you under.
yeah, that's right. He
And
put me
not
under.
your full name, Ida Bagus Putra.
Sudawan.
Oh, no, Ida Bagus Putra Sudawan,
Yeah.
which is a long Brahmin name. And Katrinka liked that you were Brahmin because she got to go into a temple with you on the beach and meet the priest, and a little tiny thing, that
Yeah.
she would not have had access to otherwise. So anyway, so you've got these shirts, and you showed me it had like an extended family or a family tree emblem on it. Is that only for people in your Brahmin family tree?
So the shirt that I made today is actually for one of my family organization that like a small organization that I joined. Yeah, so it consists of a Brahmin who has blood related with me. So we're coming, let's say we're coming from one clan, and then lots of the member are living in Denpasar, living in Gianyar, living in Bangli, living in Krobokan, and then
That's all over. Yeah.
yeah, sometimes we don't know each other. So the founder is actually one of my uncles, and they want to make this kind of organization so we know each other. That's actually the basic purpose of this organization made for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then this organization at the first was Arisan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people know that Arisan is for the people who gather together, collect some money, and then once every month, one of the member will get a full money, something like that. That the meaning of arisan.
Yeah,
But
well,
in
wait a minute.
yeah,
I think that needs to be described a little further. Like
mhm,
each family, you were telling me, contributes 250,000,
yeah,
which is like $18
mhm,
every month or 2 months. You were saying your
every two
son
months.
meets
Yeah,
every 2 months,
yeah,
and it's not just a Brahmin thing. It's right.
yeah,
It's
yeah. Everybody can make arisan if they have their own agreement, because sometimes arisan become like a conflict when one of the member cannot fulfill or pay the money, and then whenever he or she got the the full money and then run away or something like that, it become a conflict. Yeah, a lot of stuff doing like that. But my arisan, the
yeah,
purpose is not about the money. It's about gathering with all the families.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So no one care about who is gonna get it for the next month. So
Hmm.
the point is that we gathered every 2 months, laughing, know each other. Hey, how is your family? How is your son? How is your grandson? And everything. Like we share information. For example, hey, there is something here upcoming in the city. Would you like to join? Would you like to come? Or, for example, one of our family member or one of the organization member had an accident. We will contact each other and visit them, encourage them, and give them support that you will get better soon. Something like that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So
Yeah.
now, when I first heard about Arisan, I heard about it from Kadek, our housekeeper's
Mm-hmm.
husband, Katut, and they
Mm-hmm.
do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they pooled 100,000 each.
It
Uh,
depends on the agreement of the member.
yeah, and
Yeah, that's right.
uh, and then they would, well, they would draw lots, you know.
Yeah, something like that. Every it depends on the agreement. Sometimes every month, sometimes every 2 months. So it's like a drawing lot,
Yeah,
and then one of the name of the member will coming out,
yeah, but
and
and then they get
mhm.
everything.
Yeah, that's right.
But Katut told me you can't get it. Again, you go to the end, you can't. You're not eligible to get it again for a while till other people have gotten it.
Yeah, that's right. So you need, so for example, there are 10 members.
Uh
You got the first roll, and then you need to wait until the rest of the nine got the return
huh.
if they want to continue the arisan.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
understand. And
Mhm.
it's sort of like musical chairs. You know what that is?
Musical chairs.
Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
have a group of chairs in a circle, and there's a chair
Mm-hmm.
for each person.
Mm-hmm.
So then everybody stands up, and you take one chair away. And then the
Mm-hmm.
music comes on, and you walk around, and the music stops, and everybody sits down,
Yeah, yeah, I know that game.
but there's one chair too few, so that person's out. Now, then it would get down to where there were only two people, and the last one, you would know who it would be. um, anyway, I'm sure you work out those details. But all right, so Katut just talked about it in terms of this lottery, a sort of
Mm-hmm.
maybe a family, or maybe in his case, a neighborhood lottery. It doesn't have to be a family, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be family.
Um, but you were talking about it could be that, or it could be to help somebody who's in need of help.
Yeah,
Hmm. Well, that's really neat. That's a wonderful.
yeah.
That's a
From so in our arisan, like I said, we collect 250,000, right?
Yeah. How many families?
Right now we have 23 heads of family. So 23 members, head of family.
So every four would be 1 million.
So everybody.
It's almost 6 million. It's 5,750,000, I believe, and
But
so that's quite a bit.
but
That's a lot.
yeah, but from the 250,000, so we already our community, let's say this small community already have a bank account,
Yeah.
and then from the 250,000, we put 50,000 in our bank account. Yeah, so the 200 will be rolling. The 50 will be our, let's say, treasury.
Yeah. But,
Yeah, and then this 50,000 will be used for anything that we want. For example, right now we want to make a shirts for everybody, for the member. So we get the money and make shirts together. So nobody will bring out other money, more money to get the shirts.
And are those the shirts that you had made and that you're distributing?
Yeah.
All right. Now, this is a rather personal question. Are you making a profit on these shirts?
This one, no.
Oh, that's so
This
good of
one,
you.
no. Yeah. This one is no. It's like I made like, but it will be used for delivering, transportation, and everything. So no profit.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, I
Yeah.
promised you this wouldn't go on long because you've got to distribute the shirts and get back to your neighborhood for your and you live 30
Party.
minutes. So 30 minutes or use it 25 minutes to get home.
To get back home?
Yeah.
Yeah, around that 30 minutes later.
Yeah. Well, incidentally, Gus works at Floating Leaf, the wonderful eco resort
Thank you.
in Sukiawati, not far from
Sukawati, yeah.
Denpasar, not far from Sanur, when we live, like 30 minutes. And it's really nice. And Katrinka and I go there occasionally, mainly because Putu, the owner, with her husband is he from Canada or United States?
From the state.
United States. Oh, I've never met. I've never seen there. Anyway, she's president of BWA, Bali International Women's Association. There's a lot of BWA stuff there, and we go there, and there's special deals, and there's special COVID prices. That's why we've been going there. We have the special COVID price. It's too expensive to go otherwise. When COVID's gone, we'll see you somewhere else. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Gus, thanks a lot. Selamat Tahun Baru. Happy New Year. And thank you for everything this year.
You are very welcome.
Yeah.
Glad I can be here with you, helping you. And yeah, we had a lot of great time here together.
Yeah.
And then we'll see you again.
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah. He would come twice. He came when we were recording and sat outside where we were recording and worked on a laptop there. And I'd come out and talk to him a little, but he mainly doesn't need much. He just needs to get started and he figures everything out. Okay. Hey, thanks a lot. See you next Saturday.
Okay. See you, Abdi. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, hey, thanks a lot, Gus. That was great. And see you next week. And maybe we'll do another podcast a year from now. Oh, one comment I wanted to make. He talked, about in this this group thing where what was it called? Alisan? Arisan? I think it's Arisan. Have I already forgotten it? Now that's the sort of word that most likely I would hear somebody else using it, and then I would recognize it. But anyway, he talked about sometimes it sort of breaks down. He said, like someone will run off with the money. Now, he doesn't mean there that someone will steal the money they've collected. He meant someone would win the money and would not continue being part of the group and putting in their money every month because they know they're not going to win it again because everybody has to win it. So if you're early on and you win it, a lot of money, if you quit, then you're really ahead. Boy, let me tell you, I don't know what group, but that would be a good way to just be ostracized by whatever group that it is. Gee. He said that never happened in their group. I'm going to ask Katut about that, Katank assessment, if anybody ever did that. But I think they have a pretty close group, too. Yeah, that'd be pretty low. Okay. Anyway, that was great. Thanks a lot, Gus. And listen, I'd like to wish you personally a very happy new year. May you be happy, healthy, free from harm, love life, and awaken. And many more. So this has been another Cuke Audio podcast, A Life in Bali. I'm DC Poohbah of Cuke Audio and Cuke Archives, coming to you from Sleepy Sonora with Dogget Bandita, Feline Cuchita, Guest Dogget Boombita, and the spirit of dear lovely Katrinka, who will be celebrating New Year's in Oregon with family. And we're wishing you and yours and all of us a grand awakening.